Well, hello to whoever decides to take the time to watch this video. I apologize for the weird angle, but I have my phone set up on a tripod in my car. And the reason for that is because I'm actually on my way to dance class. But I really wanted to make a video on this topic right now while I was thinking about it, while it was fresh on my brain. And so sometimes that's going to happen when I have to drive somewhere. Who else likes to sort of drive and think or listen to podcasts in the car or music? So the topic is dating and dating men as a woman. I've had a number of clients in the past week just kind of having some dating issues. And I wanted to talk about this idea that seems to be circulating around right now, which is that there are no gentlemen left. And I don't ascribe to that idea. I think that there are actually lots of gentlemen. I meet them with regularity. And also when I was out there in the dating world, I had this belief and this standard that men would treat me respectfully and gentlemanly. And so they did. And I never, and I think men can really sense where your standards are. And if they can't respect your standards, from the get-go, then that's a big sign that they're not going to respect your boundaries or standards, at any point in the relationship. And I think that's where, our own confidence and secure attachment to ourselves has to come in. So for example, one of my rules when I was dating was, no dates after 8 p.m. Like 8 p.m. was my cutoff mark for a new date. If you've been seeing somebody for a while and you're like, oh, hey, I'm not free till 9 or whatever because I've got to work or whatever it is, that's fine. But I think in general, it's sort of just a good rule to have that, no first dates before 8 p.m. because otherwise it becomes, I had this one guy ask to meet at 10 o'clock at night, and I was like, no, I am not meeting a new man at 10 p.m. That's just ungentlemanly on a lot of levels. And so I never heard from him again, which is fine. He weeded himself out, and I think that's the fear that a lot of women have is but I'll lose out on a possible connection. But I don't want to be connecting with a man who asks me out on a first date at 10 p.m. That just doesn't feel good to me. That didn't sit right in my body. And so I said no. And so this should be a standard, right? This should be a dating standard. What are your dating standards? How far in advance does a man need to book a first date? Are you okay to be last minute kind of girl? I would say he needs to have at least a 2-day notice. And here's the thing, is that men know these things. They know they're not supposed to ask for a first date the day of. They know they're supposed to pay. They know they're not supposed to ask for a late date. They know all of these things. And the idea that men somehow don't know those things is really shocking to me. because they actually know. It's just that we're making excuses for them when they don't meet these standards. And so why would a man not meet these standards? Well, I hate to say it, but like, just like the old movie said, he's just not that into you. Like, if a man is really serious about a woman and he sees a real potential, he's going to actually try, at least to some extent, right? Like, maybe he's not perfect, maybe I am not talking about, like such high standards that no man can ever meet it. No, I'm just talking about like the basics. And so if a man isn't meeting these standards, which I guarantee you he knows, there's got to be a reason for it. And so there are a couple of reasons. The number one is, he's just not that into you. And so he's just kind of lonely and sort of taking a chance, like, I'm kind of bored, kind of lonely, kind of want to hang out with somebody. You seem interesting. Wah, wah. I don't know about you, but that's not the kind of like date I want to go on. That's not really a date even. That's called, like, I don't know, just hanging out. Which that's fine. If that's what you want to do, that's totally fine too. Like, I know plenty of people whose goals with dating are, I just want to meet a bunch of new people, and I'm not like trying to meet my person, per se. Like, maybe if it happens, great, but if it doesn't, that's okay too. If that's your goal, that's fine. But I think a lot of women, that isn't their goal, and they're just not being honest about what they actually want, and so they're sort of settling for less. So he could just not be that into you. That's a big one. Or two, maybe he's truly in a space where he's not able to put forth the gentlemanly effort, because of things that he's experiencing or dealing with in his life. You never know. And if he's in that space, he's not ready for a relationship. He's not ready to give the energy that a relationship would need. And so that's information too. And so maybe you're just looking for a buddy, like, and again, that is totally fine. You just need to get clear about what your goals are with dating. Are you looking for your person, or are you just kind of looking to, kind of be casual and just meet a bunch of new people, and there is certainly a strategy to that as well. But even there, you just want to make sure that you're not settling, and if you are, I would ask, maybe what are you afraid will happen if you do have this boundary? Are you afraid that you won't meet anybody? So that would be a journaling question that I would have for you. What would happen if you set this boundary? All right. Toodaloo.